Okay, good afternoon to all. So welcome to back the discussion. In the last class we have discussed all the protocols. So today, topologies, all the topologies. So now we're going to discuss about the network devices. So for communication, there are a number of the devices acts as intermediate between the communications. So there is some devices here, right, like repeater, hop, breeze, and the switch and the router. So first thing, that what is the job of this type of devices? In networking communication, these devices work as a intermediator between the communication path. So first move to the repeater. A repeater operates at the physical layer. Its job is to regenerate the signal over the same network before the signal becomes too weak or corrupted, so as to extend the length to which the signal can be transmitted over the same network. So what is the repeater? Use of the repeater. Now repeater is a device which is used to restrain the signal in the communication system. Generally, when I am sending a signal, what is the signal? Now you are talking, you are singing or anything. So that is converted into a signal form, right? When you make a communication with your mobile, that means a signal is generated from your antennas, mobile antenna, and move through the wave medium as electromagnetic wave. So your problem is that the strength of the original signal becomes weaker and weaker as the distance is longer and longer. Clear now? So that's why this repeater is a device which is used to restrain the signal, right? Restrain the signal to transmit in the further longer distance. Clear now? So that is the job of the repeater. So in the repeater, what is the use? Suppose in the mobile based antennas, there is a repeater is there, because when your signal reach to that repeater, it restrains the original signal, then it is sent to the so that is the job of the repeater. That means it restrains the signal, right? After the journey of some distance, the signal, the strength of the original signal become weaker and weaker. So that is the device known as the repeater, who is amplified the signal, or who is used to restrain the signal, to help to move a long distance from one point to the another point. Next is your hop. A hop is basically a multi-port repeater. A hop connects multiple wires coming from different branches. For example, the connector in star topology, which I discussed in the last class, the connector in star topology which connect different stations, hops cannot filter data, so data packets are sent to all connected devices. Here hop cannot filter the data, so data packets are sent to all the connected devices. That is the use of the hop. Hop in the star topology, there is a hop, all the devices are connected through that hop. The problem is that it cannot filter the data, so data packets are sent to all connected devices. Whatever the data packets coming, it will send to all the devices. Next is your breeze. Generally, what is happened with breeze? Now breeze operates at a data link layer of OSI model. A breeze is a repeater with add on the functionality of filtering content by reading the MAC address of source and destination. It is also used for interconnecting two LANs working on the same protocol. It has a single input and single output port, thus making it a two-port device. Look this picture. Generally, breeze is used to connect the two different networks. This is one network and this is one network. When you connect two different networks, there is the device known as the breeze is used to connect two different networks, right? And next, bridge operates in the data link layer of the OSI model. That is a logical model generally used in the networking communication known as the OSI model, having the 7 layers in that OSI model. So bridge operates in the data link layer. A bridge is a repetitor with add on the functionality of filtering. That means a bridge is a repetitor, acts as a repetitor having the filtering contained by reading the MAC address. What is this MAC address? The MAC address is generally the physical address of your computer. Generally your computer, when communicating with other computers, the computer definitely having 2 address. One is your physical address, another one is your logical address. Physical address is that the NIC card. What is the networking card? You can say simply saying it is a networking card. There is a networking card used in your computer, and that card is help to connect to internet connection or micro internet connection. So every network card having unique ID or having unique number, right? And that number is known as the MAC address of your computer or the physical address of computer. But there is an address known as the IP address, Internet Protocol address. It is a logical address. So IP address is changed, right? Definitely in day by day changes or hour by hour change, but the MAC address always fixed. So according to the MAC address or reading the MAC address of source and destination, it is also used for interconnecting 2 LANs working on the same protocol. It has a single input and single output port, thus making it a 2-port device. So bridge is a simple 2-port device. That means one input, another one is your output. Clear? Next is your next networking device is your switch. A switch is a multi-port bridge with a buffer and is designed that can boost its efficiency and performance. A switch is a data link layer device. The switch can perform error checking before forwarding the data, and that makes it very efficient as it does not forward packets that have errors and forward good packets selectively to correct port only. So generally, what is the switch? The general concept, what is the switch? Generally in our home or in houses, there is a switch, electrical switch. What is the use of that electrical switch? Because we have only one input or we have only one connection from the electrical department, right? So one connection means only 2 fetch, only 2 wire. That means one is fetch, one positive, and simply we can say one is positive, another is negative. That's only 2 wire. But we are using number of the devices, electrical appliances in our home, like fan, fridge, TV, washing machines, and other electrical appliances are used. How it is possible to connect with a single wire or to supply the electric current through a single wire? So there is a switch. That means that switchboard control the flow of the current, right? Now flow of the current to the different type of devices. There is also one input but number of outputs. How? Now there is a switch system. Similarly, in computer, when you are connecting, suppose you are connecting all the computers to a single server. So each server having one single port. Port means connection point through which you are connected to the computer. So how it is possible you are connected 500 number of computers to with a single port or single connection point? So there is a switch, right? Now similar work, the work of like electrical switch, there is one input and number of the output connection is there. Here number of the output connection are there. So all the cables are coming from the different computers are connected with the different ports, and there is a single input, and this is the switch is used to distribute your distributing your interconnections, internetworking smoothly to the different computers. That is the switch concept. And this switch can perform error checking before forwarding the data, and that makes it very efficient, as it does not forward any error packets, only it forward the good packets to the correct port only. Port means it is the connection point where the computer is connected. Okay, so this much about today's class. Tomorrow next class we will discussing about the other part. Thank you.